Have you ever had this experience? You study English for quite some time. You know grammar, you know good vocabulary, and your English level is good. But when a native speaker says a simple sentence, you don't understand them. It's like you heard a long blur of words that you don't understand the meaning of. But then when you ask them to repeat what they said slowly, you suddenly understand everything. What is going on? It's frustrating, right? Well, you're not alone. And probably this is not your fault. The problem is not your level of English. It is the secret code of spoken English called connected speech. In this video, we're going to crack that code. We're going to look at what connected speech is, examples of connected speech, how connected speech is preventing you from understanding English, and most importantly, how are you going to understand connected speech in the future? Hi, hello there, I'm Abdurrahman, and let's start. Connected speech is what happens when we are speaking naturally. We don't pronounce words individually and distinctly like a robot, but instead we link words and change sounds and even remove some sounds to make our speaking faster and smoother. So instead of saying, "What do you do?" like a robot, we say, "What do you do? What do you do?" So we don't pronounce words separately, instead we smush them together. So the reason why you don't understand connected speech is because your brain is used to the robot version, saying words separately. But people who speak this language naturally don't use the robot speech, but instead use the smushed version that we talked about, which is connected speech. So your brain gets confused because it's looking for individual words that it got used to in the robot speech, which it can't find, and that's why you don't understand connected speech. Okay, now let's go to examples of connected speech. There are different categories of connected speech. The first one is linking, and this is when a word ends with a consonant sound and then is followed by another word that begins with a vowel sound. What we do here is that we connect the consonant sound to the vowel sound. So, for example, an apple becomes an apple. An apple. He's in here becomes he's in here. He's in here. So that is linking, connecting the last consonant sound of one word to the vowel sound that begins the next word. Another category of connected speech is intrusion, and this is where we add some sounds, and this happens between one vowel and another vowel. So one word ends with one vowel and another word begins with another vowel. Connecting them, we are going to introduce some sounds. For example, go away becomes go away. Go away, go away. So we have introduced a w sound there. Go away, go away. I am becomes I am. I am becomes I am. So we have introduced a y sound, I am. Another way in which connected speech tricks us is assimilation. And this is where some sounds change to make them easier to pronounce the next sound. So, for example, good boy becomes good boy. Good boy becomes good boy. Good boy. So we have changed the d sound in good to a b sound, good boy. Another example, in bed becomes in bed. In bed becomes in bed. So the n sound or the n sound changes to a b sound, a b sound, to match the next sound, which is the b sound. In bed, in bed. Another example is don't you. So don't you becomes don't you in American English, but in British English you might also hear don't you, don't you? Another connected speech trick is elision, and this is where we remove some sounds. So, for example, next week becomes next week. Next week becomes next week. So the t sound has been deleted. I don't know becomes I don't know. I don't know, I don't know. Or it might even become I don't know, I don't know in British English. In American English, it might become I don't know, I don't know. And the last category of connected speech that I want to talk about is reduction. This is where we remove some sounds so that we reduce the size of some words that we want to pronounce together. For example, going to becomes gonna. Want to becomes wanna. And then the last example, and this is typical of American English, is that got you becomes gotcha. Got you, gotcha. So these are the tricks to connected speech. If you understand these concepts, then it's very easy for you to spot connected speech. And that will mean that you're going to understand native speakers a lot easier than before. Now, how can you train your ears to understand connected speech? Well, first of all, you need to have a mindset shift. You should stop trying to listen for every single word in a conversation. Instead, listen for chunks of sound with an overall meaning. That is the first and the most important step towards understanding connected speech in the future. And now let me give you some practical steps that will help you understand connected speech. The first one is active listening with transcripts. So what you're going to do is that you're going to find some short clips on YouTube or TikTok or some movie scenes, and then you're going to listen without the text, without the subtitles, and then you turn on the subtitles and see whether you understood what they said or not. And then you also try to figure out connected speech in whatever thing that was said. By so doing, you're going to discover the differences between written form of English and spoken English. Another thing that you can do to help you improve your ability to understand connected speech is shadowing. And this is where you say or repeat whatever native speakers said. This is going to train your mouth and ears to connected speech. And then when you are shadowing, try to copy the music, the flow, and the melody of the speech. And this is important so that you acquire the natural flow of speaking in English. Another thing that you can do is that you can slow down the audio of whatever thing that you are watching or listening to. So for example, on YouTube, you can use the playback feature to slow the audio down. And that is going to help you notice how words are connected when we are speaking English. And lastly, memorize popular phrases that are used as one unit of sound and not separate words. Examples include, what are you doing? Which is, what are you doing? What are you doing? Another one is going to, which becomes gonna. I'm gonna go home. Should have becomes shoulda. I should have gone home early. This is it from me in this video. See you in another one, and goodbye.